hopefully you're getting this rather than the top of my head. Um, One thing I wanted to say is the state of comics in the UK, and after recent discussions on CBO, don't want to get into it too much, but Grandpa in My Pocket, Gimp, just thought I'd mention that. I also think it's good that in this day and age of political correctness, you have a chubby man with glasses licking his lips over a big cake. Billy Buns are politically incorrect? Crap. Now, people keep saying, what do I publish with Black Tower Comics and books? I mentioned before the books, Some Things Strange and Sinister and Some More Things Strange and Sinister. There's the Hooper interviews, which if you wait there, I'm going to be very professional, do this in a smooth movement, and discover that it's not here. Okay, it's not here. Probably been taken again. But the Hooper interviews, it's about 360 pages. People in it interviewed Marv Wolfman, Donna Barr, Roberta Gregory, Emma Viacelli, Sonia Leong, John Howard, of course Mike Weston and John Cooper. John Cooper who drew after Joe Colquhoun, Johnny Red, but he also drew tons of other stuff, One-Eyed Jack. And despite what you might read elsewhere, according to management at IPC, John Cooper did draw first ever Judge Dredd story, but it was because it had to pass for upper management, who every so often likes to do a bit of a censorship thing. It was delayed until later on. So, and of course Mike Weston drew the first cover for 2018 with the Mekon and the little giveaway flyer. I did make one error previously when I said that the character Doberman was from Donna Barr's Stinks comic. It's not. I'm an idiot. It was in fact the Desert Peach. So before she gives me any grief, if she does actually bother watching these, there you go. I've made a correction, so I hope that's okay for you. Now, Black Tower Comics and books. Okay, we've done Some Things Strange and Sinister, Some More Things Strange and Sinister, the Hooper interviews. There's one which is basically because my other little gig that doesn't pay as naturalist, and I did a lot of research and produced a document called Red Paper Canids, which is looking at foxes, believe it or not, wolves and jackals in the UK. A lot of animals released over the years. It's basically it's going to be reviewed by the British Naturalist Association in its December issue of Countryside. So hopefully that might get me a few sales, because people just don't seem to be that interested in wildlife these days. The other prose one I've done is basically just a magazine-sized interview that I did with Alan Class. Put illustrations in it, nice jazzy cover on it. The books, not just drawn by me, I should point that out very quickly. The original Merryweather was drawn by myself, had a cover by Paul Ashley Brown, who is you won't mind me saying, he's a struggling local artist. The second one was actually drawn by Ben Dilworth. Since he got in touch about 8 months ago, he's produced so much work. One of the things he really liked was Merryweather, and basically we think slightly along the same lines. So when I received this package, that he just done all the strip work, looking at Merryweather, basically has. I'm not going to give too much away, but at the end of the first Merryweather book, he was badly beaten and lying just on the verge of death. So Dilworth's had this idea of between moment of life and death, Merryweather looks back over some of the incidents in the past. So that's what happens there. Black Tower Adventure is basically action, adventure, some humour goes into it every so often. There are things like Chungan Su, based on the 19th century conjurer, drawn by Gavin Ross. Also, he's working on the follow-up now to the script I've done, which is the Mystery of the Thames Serpent, in which Chungan Su meets a bitter end. He's also worked on Dean Vernon. I've got Dean Vernon here next to me. There. I hope that comes out okay without any big red light on it. It's rather like a sniper's sight. But that's reviving a 1940s horror character, the first supernatural detective in British comics, by I'm going to have to look at it again because my memory for names is absolutely ridiculous. It was you just carry on doing what you're doing whilst I try and check his name out. I should know. It's well, there's a nice little intro there with a bit of text and so on, just so that you can find out more about the character and the situations around it. But it's now hang on, is it William A. Wood? I think so. To be honest, it's 10 to 7 in the morning, and I've got birds outside there bashing stuff around, and the cat playing up, so I can't be bothered checking. But that's that. You'll see there are a wide range of things. I mean, we've got 2 books by Tom Elms, who was known as the king of the zine nasties in the 1980s. He's worked on award-winning animation, but he's actually done 2 books, one which is Descent, and one which is True Stories. So True Stories, which was published as a small press item back in the 80s, but never finished, is actually finished in one complete book. So, and there's an interview in with it in which he insults me. But there are a wide range of books, so it's action, adventure, horror, because there are 2 editions of Tales of Terror. I'm trying to think what else there is. There are over 40 books on the online store at lulu.com. I prefer not to use them, but I've no choice. But if you go to www.comicbitsonline.com, there is a link on the blog roll to the Black Tower storefront. There's also a Black Tower Comics and Books Facebook page, and a WordPress Black Tower Comics and Books blog. So altogether you'll find lots of stuff. If you find me on Facebook, and it's my personal page, don't try to friend me. I'm not that sort of person. But I will actually accept you as a friend on the Black Tower books. That's all I can think of saying at the moment. I'm hoping these are all going to come out okay. I get this terrible feeling that you're going to get the top of my head, but if you don't, then it's working. So here we go. Get ready. Watch the plane. Watch the plane. Watch the